Hello, everyone. Welcome to EVTN News. Um, when, when this morning started, I had one story to cover, and I've added a few since, including a late-breaking story. But yeah, still kind of a slow news week, obviously, because of Christmas and everything. LifeSite News is where I find some of my stories, and they are off for Christmas, so they're not really posting much at all. But that's all right. We'll probably have an influx of stories when they get back from Christmas break. Starting out, McCarrick. And this isn't the. I said I don't have very many stories, but two of them happen to be about McCarrick. So the first story is about McCarrick. I think the last one will be about him. Monsignor Joseph Riley. Well, I guess it's somewhat about McCarrick. Anyway, Monsignor Joseph Riley started as a student at Seton Hall University 45 years ago and rose the ranks of the prestigious Catholic institution, becoming one of its most influential figures. Then he left his position in 2022 with little fanfare. Unknown to the public, Riley had been implicated in the fallout of defrocked Cardinal Theodore McCarrick's abuse scandal that rocked the church all the way up to the Vatican, and he was called out in a secretive internal investigation that concluded Riley knew of the abuse allegations against McCarrick that he did not report. Investigators, while not accusing him of abuse, recommended, pursuant to a responsive action plan the school's governing body adopted, that Riley be removed as a seminary leader and member of university boards, according to interviews and documents reviewed by Politico, which broke the story just last week. Less than 3 years after he stepped aside, Seton Hall decided to ignore those findings, restoring Riley to active service and formally elevating him to the position of university president. So he gets a promotion despite being part of McCarrick's cover-up. So, and I don't want to accuse him of covering up for McCarrick, but just ignoring allegations against McCarrick. This is a big problem, and we've got some problems here with McCarrick. This is a story that just won't go away, and the Vatican tried to make it go away, but there's more and more new findings here, and that's going to be another stain on the Francis Church. All right. Moving on to Francis, let's look at indulgences for the 2025 Jubilee year. So I guess they make up these indulgences, and I don't know if there's walking through doors, walking through designated holy doors. I don't know if that was traditionally an indulgence. If you make a pilgrimage to Rome, I don't know if that counts as I don't know if that traditionally counted as an indulgence, but now in the Francis Church it does. Specific churches in Rome you have to go to. So, okay, and another way that Francis added is perform an extraordinary work of mercy, such as generous gift to the poor or visit nursing homes or prisons. So, I don't know, I guess, does giving gift to Jesuit LMNOP charities count? Does that count as for the indulgence? Okay, and here's the one that's causing the most, I guess generating the most attention, is that you can gain an indulgence in the Francis Church by participating in a diocesan or parish-sponsored spiritual exercises, missions, or formation activities based on the documents of the Second Vatican Council or the Catechism of the Catholic Church. So, what about spiritual exercises based on the documents of the Council of Trent. Do you get an indulgence for participating in a formation activity based on the documents of the Council of Trent? Okay, and then, oh, if you fast, it's in quotes, of course, if you fast at least one day a week from futile distractions such as social media, television, video games, certain phone apps. So I'm not playing video, I actually don't play video games, but I'm not playing video, like if I don't play video games, does that count for an indulgence? Man, this Francis Church, it's really something. Okay. All right, here's New Cardinal. I believe I talked about him before, but there's he has some he's got some pretty funny quotes here. So this is Archbishop Jean-Paul Vesco. He's age 62 of Algiers, Algeria. He said Pope Francis is carrying out a revolution in the church by all means, and I believe that. The Archbishop is an LMNOP activist and a newly appointed cardinal. He joined the Dominicans under then Superior General Timothy Radcliffe, who was also a relentless LMNOP activist and a newly appointed cardinal. Cardinal Vesco expressed admiration for Cardinal Radcliffe and called him a personal friend. He said, when Timothy came to Algeria, we traveled all over the south together, talking a lot and experiencing very impressive moments. Oh, kind of gross. Yeah, the two share the same vision of the church. I agree, I believe that too. He praised Radcliffe's new and liberating perspective on religious life concerning affectivity, obedience, dominion. Okay. Cardinal Vesco criticized a patriarchal history of the church. He advocates for more women in leadership and the liturgy. He said women's access to the altar would show a different face of the church. I don't know that it would show a different face of the church. It would show a heretical face and an invalid face. He framed the ordination of women as cultural rather than theological. So this guy is completely Francis Church. I mean, he fits well with the Francis Cardinals, and he fits in the Francis Church very well. But as far as the Catholic Church goes, I don't see a lot of I don't see a lot of good stuff there. All right. Okay. Let's see here. All right, and thanks for joining me on the live stream, everyone. Okay. And then the last story that I have is another story on McCarrick, and this is such a late-breaking story that I barely reviewed it. So let's go through it together here. Whoa. Okay. Had to hide a lot of spam comments. A Wisconsin judge ruled Friday that a sexual assault case against Theodore McCarrick will remain suspended for the remainder of McCarrick's life. So McCarrick played his get out of jail free card. Sometimes that involves money. I don't know. A lot of people say McCarrick has a lot of money. So maybe that had something to do with it, or he just pled incompetence. And that seemed to work for some of his cases as well. So he said, oh, but the charges cannot be legally dropped or the case dismissed. So what does that mean? It just means that the case is just going to, I guess, remain open until he dies. So it will remain under permanent suspension. Now McCarrick's 94, so that's certainly a possibility he's losing his memory, but a court-appointed psychologist found the cardinal was incompetent to participate in his own defense. Nothing money can't solve, you know. Yeah, so there you go. And then in August of 2023, a Massachusetts judge dismissed the charges against McCarrick in that state because of incompetence, and it looks like we're never going to find the truth, at least from McCarrick. I was somewhat optimistic that maybe we might, they might subpoena some information from different people. I mean, even if McCarrick didn't testify, they should have at least brought in witnesses and people that were involved. But again, money talks, and that's probably what happened in this case. Okay. So yeah, that's kind of buried, I guess, for this at this time. And it's very disappointing to see, but it's okay, I guess, because someone knows the truth somewhere. McCarrick probably knows. I mean, I don't know. They say he has dementia, but I'm sure he remembers something about what he did. But there's other people that know too. Names like Supich, Tobin, McElroy, Worrell, Farrell. What do they know? Well, they're all part of the Francis Church. But all it takes is some event to get them running their mouths against each other, ratting each other out. All it takes is one snitch. I don't know, is that something we got? As of right now, it seems like everyone keeps their mouths shut. Maybe they got some money. When McCarrick's will comes out and the money gets divided up amongst whoever, probably there will be some angry people that didn't get what they thought was their fair share. And then maybe we'll see some people ratting each other out. Maybe not. Maybe I'm too optimistic in that regard. But I certainly hope so. I don't think it's over. But in a sense it is. There's documents in the Archdiocese of Washington, and Cardinal Gregory will be replaced at some point. Probably fairly soon, it seems like. Unless they purge the documents in the Archdiocese. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if they did purge a lot of documents. So maybe there is no trace. Leave no trace, right? But the corruption network's not going to get away with this stuff forever. Eventually the truth will come out. And so what's the deal with this group of young traditional priests? Eventually they'll be named bishops, right? Not for a long time, not for a few decades. The Francis Church is it's really, we're fighting an uphill battle, and it's sad to see. It's sad to see with all these cover-ups, and it's just constant in the news cycle. All right, well, that's all the stories I have. Not a lot, and I don't know, come next Monday, I don't know if there'll be a lot of stories or not. We'll see. But I also don't know if I'll be doing a show next Monday because it is Epiphany, and depending, I don't know what the weather's supposed to be like, but depending on the weather, maybe I'll be doing something for Epiphany instead of a show. But I'll continue to bring you the news. Just watch the channel for more updates. I think you guys get notifications whenever I go on a live stream, hopefully. I think some people said they had problems with it. I don't know what the deal is with that. I don't know, I'm kind of too small of a channel to censor extensively, although I did get a strike was whenever I posted a video about Altman, uh, Father Altman many years ago against his slight opposition to the virus religion, and it wasn't even um, it wasn't even like a full anti-virus church rant, but someone still got triggered in the in this corporation, in this platform, and my video got kicked off of YouTube and it's on Rumble. So I still have a Rumble channel I haven't uploaded for a long time. Maybe I will if the topics get too spicy, but anyway, okay. That's all I have for you today. So until next time, thank you so much for watching. We are the laity. We will not be silent.